Right, YouTube. In this video, we are going to see how to create this dark mode and light mode theme using JavaScript. As you can see, when I toggle the checkbox, it is toggling between the light mode and the dark mode. Not only this, we are going to see one more thing, which is the local storage. What does that mean? So before that, let me show you. This is going to be the 46th JavaScript project in our current playlist. If you want to learn more JavaScript project, you can visit this link. I'll leave this link in the description. We have almost 45th. This is the so far completed 45 projects, and this is going to be the 46th one. So starting from the very basic, and we are reaching to the advanced one. Like we have games, like the car games, and some many games are also included. In case if you want to learn, just visit these links and learn. Start from basic in case if you want to learn. Fine. Now to continue with this tutorial, here we are going to learn two things. The first one is dark mode, and the second one is the local storage, get and set. What does that mean? So if I click on dark mode, a data is stored on a local storage. So if I close this and open, I'm opening this after 2 months, the same website, and still the dark mode is available. So if I remove it and close it, and if I open it again 1 month later, the data is stored. So that is how it is working. So if I switch on the dark mode and if I refresh, you see the dark mode still persists. If I take out of dark mode, that means I untick the checkbox and refresh, and you can see the local storage data is still persisting. So the main goal here is we are going to see how to create dark mode, and we are going to see how to store and track dark mode value, so that it is for the user experience. If this is like storing the preference of the user on the local storage, so that whenever he comes to your site, he gets the preference, like he has the preference of choosing dark mode, so next time it will be on dark mode. So that is the thing which we are going to work. Enough with the intro. Now we are going to work step by step. So this will be the link. I'll leave the link in the description. So the main goal of the leaving the link in the description of source code is not to copy, just to learn from me. Fine. Enough with that. Now let's get started. So these are the steps which we are going to follow. The very first thing, we need to create a folder called dark mode. Let me create a folder. We already have a name called dark mode, so let me copy this and paste it again. Copy, paste, and we'll call it as let's give UI monk, just to give the name change. So whatever is there inside, let me delete it and start from scratch, so that you know what we are really up to. Let's create a new file and call it as index.html. We are going to store it in the folder which we have created right now. Fine. Now just to start with the basic HTML, exclamatory, and click on enter. We are going to link two files, which is script and JS file. So let me link that. So this is the CSS file which we'll be creating right now, and then I have added some font or some icons, sorry, the Google font icon, just to look a little more attractive. And then we are going to link the script tag at the bottom. Once these two sections are done, let us create the required file. Control S and call it as style.css, and Control N again and call it as app.js. Fine. Now we have our blank file attached. Now let's design the navigation bar. To just show you how the navigation bar looks like, so we have a div, and inside the div we have a section of anchor tag, and again we have a checkbox. So let me copy paste the code. So we have a div has a series of anchor tag, and then we have a dark mode ID, and I have placed it position absolute so that it comes at the extreme right of the screen. And then we have the checkbox CSS. I'll show you where did I took this. Now to get into the checkbox CSS, let me first check how does HTML looks like. on the desktop. I have saved it on the name UI Monk, and search for W3 School custom checkbox, and you will get the first link. So you just have to copy the checkbox code. So search for checkbox. So you have the checkbox code available here, and just get the CSS and paste into our CSS place. Fine, that's enough for the intro of the checkbox. We are going to primarily focus on the JavaScript, not much on HTML and CSS. We have a separate tutorial for that. Now the second thing, we are going to create the section. Inside the section we have, you see, this is the first section. This is going to be about section, project section, contact section. You can see just by clicking it, a smooth scroll appears. With the help of a smooth scroll, we are we are getting into the proper section. Fine, each section we are going to give it with the ID, and inside the ID we are just going to have the headings. Like inside the heading, inside the section, we have a div which holds the heading. That's the difference. You can see each of the section has unique ID. The first section has home, the second section has about, and the third section has project, the fourth section has contact. Just copy all of them and just place it. Just copy if you see anything. And finally we have the HTML part is complete. Now we are getting into the CSS part. The new thing, other than design the page, if you know, or if you are following my tutorial for long, you know how to design this page. It is very simple. With the help of Flex we can have it. So the main concept of the dark mode is to have a CSS variable. Like if you see, we have a serious CSS variable. We won't be using much of this. Simply a couple of like the secondary color, the primary color, and the background color. That's it. And most of the thing is not required at all. So if you see, this is for the light mode and this is for the dark mode. So let me copy it and paste it into our CSS. So before that, to have the smooth scroll effect, we have to use this. So only this, with the help of this line, we are able to get the smooth scroll. So if you see, this smooth scroll is because of this line. If I remove it, you won't able to get the smooth scroll effect. Now for all the element, let me remove the margin and padding, which comes along with the browser default setting. The Chrome has it. Now let's design the required CSS. So nothing much. The same way, if you want to know where I have got this background, it's the hero pattern website link. So just click on the heropattern.com. you can choose your custom pattern according to your color option. So now you got it. Where did I pick the pattern? So that's enough. Now it's just a SVG file. You will get the SVG file once you get imported. Just click on this, you will see the SVG file. Just copy it and paste it into the body. And just to give you the reference, you can see wherever the background color and the text color is used, I have used the CSS variable, not the hard code color, but the variable. You can see wherever there is the color and the background color, we are using the CSS variable. You can see secondary color and here color. So for this particular tutorial, I'm just focusing only on the background color and the color, text color, and the checkbox color as well. You can see on the checkbox we have changed the color to match the current theme, and nothing else. That's it. So if I refresh it and show you the document saved before closing it, there's a problem with saving. Let me check why. Fine, done saving. Just to check style.css. Style.css is properly linked, but data is not saved. So let me copy paste all the available data and paste it. Now if I refresh, now you got it. Everything is working except one thing. You can see the header color seems little different. Now let's check why it is happening. And you can see without the JavaScript the smooth scroll works. It is because of just one line of CSS. Now let's check the navbar. It is the navbar which holds the color. I think we haven't pasted the navbar. Let me copy it and paste it again and check, refresh it. So nav, we have secondary color as a background. Let me check the secondary color. So it is the secondary color. We don't want this, we want this color. So just replace this and cool. That's working. Now we are getting into the JavaScript. So by now we just have to know one thing, the checkbox and the local storage. So the first thing what we are getting into it is, let's see the map. We are going to get the checkbox. To get the checkbox, document dot get element by ID. We want to use the element, so it's the query selector. With the help of query selector, QUER, with the help of query selector we can target the CSS property. So if we want to target the input type checkbox on the CSS, this is how we write: input type equal to it's control Y, it should be double quotes, input type checkbox, and let's store it into a variable called toggle checkbox. So we have got the checkbox. The next thing what we need to do is we have to add an event, like the change event on the checkbox. So get the checkbox and add a event, add event listener change, and get the function. The third thing, we need to know whether the checkbox is checked or not. To get to know whether the checkbox is checked or not, we need to pass the event. So with this event, console.log, let me show you what actually is happening. So this is 46 project. I don't have to show this, but let's still pretend as we are still a fresher and learning new. So if I click on the checkbox, you can see this is not responsive. We are just focusing on JavaScript. If I click on checkbox, you are getting the event. So in the event, you will get a property called target. Inside the target, you will get a property again. This is a JSON value called checked. So let me search. You can see checked. So if you see event dot target dot checked, now let me refresh it and let me try to check it, and you're getting check, true and false. So with this, if it is true, what I need to do is I want to change the CSS variable value. So how I'm going to do that? So with the help of document, we have document element, and we need to set the attribute. So it's a key value pair. On the CSS you can see data theme, we need to pass data theme, and it is going to be dark. So if I refresh it and click on dark theme, it is actually working. So if I refresh it, click on dark theme is working. So if I tick again, it is not going to work because we haven't used the else part yet. So without local storage, if I refresh, it get back to the normal one. So this is how this is the drawback. without local storage. That means if I close the browser, and if the user has already ticked the dark mode, and if he re-enters into the website, the dark mode is not going to pop on its own, because the local storage is not set yet. So on the else part, we want to set back this to light. So you can see, so with this we make sure that on checking the value we are able to switch into dark mode. On unchecking the value, we are getting back to the normal mode. So now, so once I click on the checkbox, I want to create a variable, and that variable need to be stored on the local storage. So where the local storage concept comes in. So if you get into the inspect, you will get a tab called application, and in the application we have local storage. By default it will be like this, and you have to click open it. And if you click on this file is particularly the URL which we are at present. So if you click at present, there is a value. You can see there is value. We don't want that. Let me remove it, because previously we have already used this. That's the reason it has stored. Now I have removed it. By default it is not going to have any value. So to store the value, what we are going to do is, so get the local storage dot get set item. We are going to set item, so you can have any key value. So the first one is going to be the key. Let me name it as key itself, or to make it little professional, theme will be right. And the value is going to be the dark. Since we are on the dark block, I am using dark. Now on the light block, we'll make this light. So if I refresh and click on dark, you are going to see on dark, on clicking on the checkbox, the dark value is there. On unticking, light comes up. So now even after closing the browser, let me show you. By closing, the value is going to persist. But the dark mode won't be applicable. Let me show you in a minute. If I close this, so this is the old one. Let me open our newly created one. You can see on the dark mode, the local storage value will be stored, but the application, you can see the application is not available. The dark is there, but it is not showing up. So how we are going to fix it? So on page load, the page is going to load from top to bottom. On page load, we are going to check whether we have a local storage get item, whether we need to pass the key. Here the key is theme, since we have passed it over here. If there is local storage, so let me store it into a current variable. If we have variable which is not null, not equal to null, then what we need to do is we need to set that value to the document element. So if I refresh, since already dark is there, now it will work. If you open it again, and this is the index file, now the dark mode comes up. But if you see, the checkbox is not checked it by itself, so we have to make this manually. If the current theme is equal to dark, then we have to make the checkbox checked equal to true. Now this would work. So you can see, if I uncheck it and refresh, check it, and if you refresh it, the state is going to be there. Now let me open it and show you. I consider I'm opening it after 3 to 4 months. It is going to be there. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening.